Hello,
Hi.
Joachim. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Congratulations on this latest movie of yours. I thought it was wonderful.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I loved your approach to it. I mean, even right from the get-go with the shaky camera work, you sort of knew this wasn't going to be just it really, I thought it was very unique, and I was curious if you'd like to share about your approach to this movie and how you think it sort of distinguishes itself from the lots of other inspirational, biopics out there.
Yeah. Upon reading the script for the first time, I didn't know the story, so I read the script for the first time, not knowing anything, and was completely floored by it, and just immediately felt this great sense of responsibility. Like, how can I tell this story in the best way I can? And I think it's important to know your history a little bit, and it was such a big event at the time, and probably changed women's sports forever. So for me, it was a great honor to be able to tell this story for a modern audience, because it is a story that not that many people know about. And it's about time to tell it.
Yeah, and it was great. And I know you've directed movies that take place near the water, in the water. Do you find yourself gravitating towards movies that take place in the sea? Do you enjoy shooting? Do you enjoy that challenge? Some directors probably don't like it.
Yeah. I would say it's mixed emotions, but yeah. I think I'm drawn to stories on the ocean because I grew up by the ocean. I grew up sailing, and I grew up like in the fjords of Norway, and so I feel it's like a magical place. It's a wonderful backdrop, and it's an important place to take care of. I think it's a coincidence that I end up doing these films, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just me loving it so much to be out there, because I don't get to be on the ocean except when I'm shooting, and so that's why those stories are appealing to me.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And there are some remarkable moments, visually, that jellyfish sequence, is did this movie, because of scenes like that, sort of make this production that much more challenging,
Yeah. And what's funny with the jellyfish sequence is that's probably the only sequence with the computer generated elements. Right. Because it was so important for me to be out on the ocean and shoot this as real as possible, and I even told Daisy Ridley that before going into it, and she started training in open water training for months and months before we started shooting, and she went in there. We had our weeks and weeks on the open ocean, and she was in there 61 degrees until her lips were blue, and it was just like so amazing to watch her, this force of nature kind of channeling Gertrude Ederle, in front of my camera, and I really hope that the audience can somehow feel that we did it as real as we could. We didn't risk our lives, obviously, but like Trudy did, but it became very important for me to do it in that way.
Of course. Yeah, it was wonderful. And I know you've done other Disney projects before, and you have that Tron movie coming out, which I can't
that little side project.
Yeah. Is there anything before we wrap, anything you'd like to share about that? I mean, we can't wait to see that.
I'm happy to be out of the grid and out on the ocean.
Yeah.
It's a nice change of pace. So this is just wonderful. I feel extremely lucky to be able to tell so different stories, and just blessed by that, by those chances that I get. So. Now I'm going back I'm doing Young Woman and the Sea now tour, and then into the dark editing room to start cutting Tron. So a little bit of both worlds.
Well, good luck with that, and in the meantime, congratulations on Young Woman in the Sea. And it was very nice to meet you, and thank you for taking the time to chat with me.
Thank you so much. Right back at you. Thank you.